speaking of all their shirts and sponsorships, Rickie Fowler, he has extended his long-term agreement with Puma, Cobra, for apparel and clubs. But I will say he did make a little bit of a change. He is done with his 6-year partnership with TaylorMade for using their ball and their glove.
Well,
yeah.
Where's he going?
He's a free agent right now.
Where do you think he's going to go, Titleist?
He's playing a 2023 Titleist Pro V1 and using a Cobra glove, but he has no agreements in place. So that is still yet to be seen what, who's going to be paying them to be whacking their balls and what glove he'll be wearing to do so.
I'm surprised Cobra doesn't have a ball yet.
I don't know.
They became a huge brand.
It's true. I just don't have any clue what it takes to get into the ball game. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Thank you. Because it's got to be a lot. Like I don't know. Like what new are you bringing to the table? Like TaylorMade, like, okay, we're going to do a TP5, totally different, 5 layers, the whole thing. But well, we're just going to do a 3-piece ball like Srixon, like Bridgestone, like Titleist. Like, do you just join the party and hope your name sells an equivalent ball enough to make some money? Or do you say, no, we have a brilliant idea and we want to get in this game? I don't know what it takes to do that, but I'd probably hit it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So when these guys sign these big deals with, Taylor or Callaway or whoever they're playing, are they playing the same club that I go and buy?
No. It would appear similar, but it is in fact a different handmade, hand-built, customized club that then gets the badge work and everything for whichever club they're wanting to promote. But even Max Homa was talking about that in his conversations about his new deal with Cobra and how he is now a full Cobra bag guy, Puma clothes. He said the clothes were no brand. Or no, I'm sorry, he's not Cobra. He's in the Lululemon.
Yeah.
But he said the equipment's great. He said it just took a little time. He said because there were some tweaks we had to make to the clubs to get them to look right to my eye and a few things that I needed. But once we got it, it all felt great, which I think is a very soft and simple way of saying that he had guys in there grinding and building and making and giving them options and try this. No, that's not right. Take more off here, add more there. I want this to be more offset. I want less of a line at the top for my eye. I want center of gravity moved down, all these things. And then here we're going to walk into like Golf Galaxy and grab a set off those little hangers and unwrap the plastic and think we're playing what Max Homa's playing. And we're ultimately not. I also up into like the drivers and woods and things like that. What's really interesting is they'll have all the drivers come from the factory. They will go through there and start tolerance testing them. Because of course there's tolerances. Some might weigh a little more, some might weigh a little less. So these things, they are tolerance testing to find the most perfect version of that club from the factory and setting all of those aside and then weighing them down to the fractions of a gram. And then if you, like on the Cobra Tour truck, you open it up, every single one of them has a little sticker on it of the exact grams of each head in that drawer. And it's interesting because they've all come from the same factory, but yet every number is slightly different on all of them. So on top of them doing all this work to customize clubs for these players, then everything that comes from the factory, they're also making sure that they get the absolute best 0.01% of that equipment that comes out of the factory.
Just going through that process makes me a better golfer because I'm like, man, I got this thing that is only for me. And like me and my friends that want me to succeed, and me succeeding also translates into them making more money and having job security would just make me play better.
There 100% is a confidence that comes with a new, even if it's a single club, just like putting a new 3-wood in the bag that you got fit. It feels great. You tried a few different shafts, you did whatever. And now it's like, man, when I left there, I was hitting this so good. You were so excited to take that club on the golf course. So I couldn't imagine for these guys, it's not just, I went to, whatever the store and hit a few, but like, no, I have had engineers and club builders perfecting this thing for me. So when I show up at the Zozo World Championship or whatever, It's like
Ready
you
to go.
just feel pre-dialed.
When you gave me your clubs to like the 8-iron, the 6-iron to like use as whatever, because mine flew off the
The one
head
that
because I
you
played too
snapped
much
and broke?
golf. No, I played too much golf and they just flew off. But like the weight of those are so bottom heavy, and like my clubs feel like nothing, and like all the weights in the grip, I feel like that's the only just difference that I had to like make. But they're great clubs that I hit them way longer, and you could just feel the pop because my clubs are dying. Like
Faces are
literally
dead.
in hospice in the bag, going like, could you
Just put us
pull it?
down.
Please help me. And it's not like one, it's like all.
It's like a scene from a war where they're just like, do the humane thing.
Right.
Just do the humane thing.
Grandma's old enough, she's got to
So
go.
keep going down this road. What does Tiger play? What-
Tiger is a
Taylor.
full TaylorMade bag.
Okay. So let's say
Except for the
Tiger for
With a Titleist ball, right?
whatever
Bridgestone.
reason, he loses the sponsorship with TaylorMade and he moves to Callaway.
Yeah.
Is Callaway could Callaway take the TaylorMade club and scratch
That's
off
what
the
I always
logo and
thought.
stick out
That's what
the
I think
Callaway?
happens, honestly.
I think without doing that, they essentially probably do that. They are literally measuring all the tolerances, the weights, the materials and everything, and building him something that is so custom and so specific. What I get curious of when we look at like the Tiger Woods edition irons that TaylorMade put out, are those really for real a replica of what they had made for Tiger? Or is it, hey, what are we going to call this one? Hey,
Marketing.
well, we pay him a ton. Let's just throw his name on it and we'll sell a bunch more. That I would really be curious to know. Like, no, I'm hitting like the Tiger Club. If he grabbed it out of my
Well,
bag,
if there's
he'd be
a
like, this is
TW
fine.
logo. Well, actually, there's no such thing as the TW logo. Well, I mean, whatever.
When it existed.
So on those new clubs, is it the Sunday Red logo, or is it just the Tiger brand with nothing?
Well, no, he's still a TaylorMade sponsored golfer for his clubs.
Understood.
Monster has his bag.
But how do they decipher, like, what do they put on that club that goes? Because every time I bought a Nike club, I've had the Tiger Woods ones with the logo.
I think that's all built into and baked into his club contract. He has an apparel contract, that he's obviously a partner with. He's got a club contract, a ball contract. And so I think, for example, like there are the Bridgestone Tiger Woods edition balls. That to me it's just baked into the contract.
$5 more.
Like we're going to pay you X amount of dollars. We can use you in ads and marketing. You've got to come out for 7 days to film commercials. We're going to sell boxes with your face on it. And we're going to put your name on the ball. I would imagine it's similar to the club thing. It's like, we're going to pay you this much money. You're going to hit these clubs. We'll make sure we build them until you love them. And then we're going to have an entire line with your initials on them. But what I want to know is that line with the initials on them, are they replicas of the ones that Tiger Woods uses? I don't know. How do you find that out? I don't know. I know when I was touching his shoes last week, I could have checked.
Yes,
Do they make pro model like sets? Kind of like, how baseball, they have pro model.
Yeah,
bats?
like, well, you get your blades and then you get your really stiff shafts and then, custom to you. And,
No. I'm saying like when you could go to the store
Yeah.
and literally advertise as Cobra Puma or Cobra
Tour
set,
edition.
Tour edition
Yes.
Rickie Fowler.
Oh, well, maybe not the name, but like they have tour edition things. Because like the Rocket Balls driver, there was a tour edition that was like just way better than the regular one, and it looked better. And it was, I had 4 of them, but they all break because the face will implode out and make a crack above it every
Just
time.
blown out clubs.
Yeah, and they made like the best noise. It like, but yes, they do. Yes, they do.
As far as the ball goes, I feel like that would be the easiest.
Yeah, there's like tour balls too.
scrub no, but I mean, like if you switch from a Callaway ball to a TaylorMade ball or whatever.
Just throw them.
This
It'd be
was
like, make
interesting.
this.
So John Rahm, before going to Live Golf, he was a gigantic face for Callaway. And when he was going to Callaway, what he talked about, he said, for me, the most important thing was knowing I could hit that ball. He said this, he goes, I knew they would build me a club that worked. I had to know I could play that ball. And once I tested the ball and the ball matched my game, then I knew everything else would work out.
They could do what
Which is really interesting to think about. That it wasn't like, here, come hit our clubs. He's like, no, I know you can build me clubs that'll work. That's what you guys do. But the ball, you're not making me a custom John Rahm ball. Like I'm going to be hitting, obviously, probably the nicest, freshest, cleanest ones from the same factory as everybody else. can I hit that ball? Because it's not going to be, hey, we make John Rahm's ball like a little thicker or something and add like 5 extra dimples.
Well, they like, you could just be like, throw me a ball and make this, but obviously this intellectual property theft, and you would get sued if they ever found out. How they would find out, whatever. But I think the process of making golf balls are probably, there's some kind of craziness that like Cobra doesn't want to take on. There's just another building they got to build. Then like,
I want to go to where they make the Pro V1s and see the process. Like I want to see the forms and the molds and the stamps and all. Like I would love to see like raw plastics turn into a Pro V1.
Okay,
I think that'd be so cool.
Talking about the Pro V, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but somebody very credible in golf about the Pro V that taught me everything in golf when I was coming up. If you want to hit the ball longer, you have to put the Pro V logo like this facing where you want it, because the ball is made to go longer that way. Now, if you want the soft feel on the green going into a par 3 or something, you have to put the logo vertical like this and hit that part of the ball. Now, he told me that. I believe him. I don't know. Look it up. If anybody says in the comments, if I'm right, cool. But that's what I've heard, and that's how I play it.
I just put my ball in Epsom salt so I could get the balance. So
You just found out what golf was like a year ago, though, so you're all good.
Hey, you know what? And quickly he realized the salty balls was the only way.
Bryson.
But Rickie
All right,
Fowler,
guess
speaking of
where-
all right, go ahead, and then I got one more thing, but go ahead, Rich.
I was going to say, guess where the Pro V1s are manufactured?
Massachusetts.
China.
There's actually 2 different plants in Massachusetts for it.
Thank you.
There's one in New
Nice.
Bedford and there's one in Fairhaven.
And I want to go to both.
That's kind of crazy that you know that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Rickie Fowler was out seen testing a new Cobra mini driver. There is a trend going on right now of club manufacturers making mini drivers. No, Gary, it's not that mini driver that I bought off of TikTok Shop, which I'm excited about. We're going to go hit that today. Rich, have you seen this?
What is that in your hand?
It is a mini driver. And this isn't the mini driver I'm talking about. This is a training aid, the one that Gary's holding. And it is a micro driver that is really ultimately it's supposed to help you practice hitting the center of the face. You don't have this gigantic driver face to like smack it off the toe. You're going to miss the whole thing. So this thing is sort of like a training aid. And I want to take it out with Gary and see if we could actually hit this thing and then maybe do like a long drive contest. But the mini driver that a lot of these club companies are working on is sort of a hybrid in between a regular driver and a 3-wood, and it lands somewhere in the middle. And I don't know, maybe it's a 2-wood, a 1-wood.
Amazing driver.
Which one? The Paradigm AI Smoke?
Yeah.
Max Fast?
Yeah, I like that smoke.
But I find it interesting because a lot of club companies are coming out and doing this now. And like, let's see, we've got Titleist has got the GT280 mini driver. PXG has something they're calling the secret weapon. Cobra's doing the Cobra King mini driver. TaylorMade has the Burner mini, and Callaway's doing the Paradigm AI Smoke TI 340 mini driver. I'm sure all the club companies are going to be doing it. I didn't know I didn't know we needed that. Like
it's to get that in betweeners. Like it seems like everyone's either piping. There a lot of other people are doing driver off deck. Seems like, so like this is a club that you could do that with.
I feel like freezer tarps brought a revolution to Zins, and the DoD King brought the driver off the deck. And I feel like these two guys in the internet world have made big waves. So I would be really curious to know the DoD King, how much effect he's had on
I thought
this
I liked
culture.
I liked his cocky. It's like a skit.
Yeah, it's a character.
The guy's a very nice guy because our buddy Jake talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought he was fun.
Says here, the smaller club heads between 280 and 340 cc provide added control and confidence off the tee. Versatile for tight fairways, windy conditions, or players who struggle with driver club heads. I don't know why you struggle with that. Combines driver-like distance with accuracy of a 3-wood.
I feel like it's a huge placebo effect too. That just is like this new mini driver. I have to try it. I hit it once. I hit it good. Great. Let's keep going.
Here's the thing. I've never swung one, so I've never held one in my hand. I want to. I'm like curious to see what it's all about. But I'm trying to figure out, okay, then what are you taking out of your bag? I'm like, I don't want to get rid of my 3-wood. I love my 3-wood.
I could put like 6 more clothes probably in my bag.
Oh my God.